Previously on the Beam Chronicles.
Clifton Hodge was assassinated on New Year's Day.
And my thoughts go out to his family, first and foremost. I know he had a kid, a daughter. I poured my guts out to you that night.
You poured your guts out to no one. My earpiece was disabled, remember?
Let's do it anyway. Let's vote.
It's a waste of time.
Put it to a vote, babe. Come on now.
Who says we killing?
I wouldn't shoot him down for all the money in the world. I'm a little offended you'd think otherwise.
You do the same for us, right, Charlie?
Woo, we are swashbuckling centerfolds, ain't we?
I brought my old earpiece.
It still works.
Yeah, it still works.
I can count the deaths. 1 billion. In a moment to speak with Howie for 3 days of peace.
His broken arm was torn clean off.
Do you fear me now, you meager pompous ass?
These are the Beam Chronicles, with your host, MJ Dooney. Book 3, Cataclysm. Chapter 14, Cidney Kovorski.
Howard Prophet survived. While Queztopo's amputation was far from surgical, Charlie managed to get him back to medical with enough time to save him from bleeding out. He was hospitalized, sedated, heavily medicated, and minus 1 arm. But Prophet persisted. All along, I essentially expected as much. He had repetitively demonstrated the tendency to do just that. Even when it was touch and go, I knew he would defy the odds and pull through, especially with medical's technology. I was not entirely sure why we were still so committed to saving his life. Perhaps we were just keeping him around out of hope that one day we would distribute the punishment Charlie Jackson and I had planned for him days ago. Days ago. It felt like years. Queztopo conceded the 3-day reprieve from his onslaught just as he agreed to. It surprised me, at least partially, that he followed through on his promise, given how measly of a compensation Prophet had offered in exchange. It hardly seemed a fair trade, but then again, it worked out just as Micah had predicted. The meager distraction, the pittance of information, was sufficient to placate Queztopo, prevent him from killing, at least for a while. Maybe he was just doing it for sport. Phil mentioned to me sometime that evening that they tracked Queztopo all the way to the middle of the Atlantic, where he stimulated volcanic activity to create an island fortress. He described the structure as pretty terrifying and fucking awesome. Apparently Quez utilized some architectural style unseen by man, which sounded rather intriguing, but I was yet to look at it for myself. As far as I was concerned, if he wanted to build sand castles in the ocean while we barricaded ourselves, continued the evacuation, and worked toward cracking Kovorski's code in my genetics, he could do so. On top of all of the responsibility and obligation requiring my attention, I had scarcely slept in several days. It would be nice to get the tiniest rest to calibrate my brain and reflect on life. It could very well have been my last opportunity to do so. I thought a lot in that oasis from the calamity, how early winter had historically been terrible. I expressed this very sentiment to Charlie, and when I did, all she could construct in response was a feeble smile, and then...
Shit clusters.
She was not wrong. Flyfoon, her death, this mess, all of it occurred toward the end of December and beginning of January. Clifton Hodge's assassination as well. Funny how I once considered that to be a deeply terrible tragedy. Now, in the face of all I had experienced, Hodge's death seemed a minor, fleeting, insignificant sadness. Three years ago to the day, I attended Clifton Hodge's funeral, and I did so alone. Charlie insisted that 3 of us were the last people his family would want to see, and Jackson added that it would be enough of a travesty and a media circus without us drawing additional attention. Regardless, I could not shake the feeling that I owed last respects to Hodge for not doing enough to save his life. Granted, I was up against some insurmountable forces trying to do so, but I should have at least made the effort to meet him when he was alive. So instead, I made the effort when he died. I quietly and privately made my way to the funeral home, taking back streets, alleyways, even rooftops to avoid the paparazzi. It was chilly, being January and all, and snowing in a consistent whiteout fall, more than seasonally appropriate in the capital. Snow and I had never exactly seen eye to eye, but on that day it helped my efforts to stay hidden, so we formed an uneasy peace. When I got to the funeral home, I could not bring myself to step inside. I stood gazing at the entrance, the lingering anxiety from my friend's mournings paralyzing me. For a moment I thought of turning back, counting it as a foolish endeavor from the beginning, but again, that strange sensation struck me that I was supposed to be there for Hodge. Still incapable of steeling myself up enough to plunge through the door, I wandered around to the back of the building and found a peaceful-looking bench, nestled in an area that I could only imagine was lit up with flowers in the summer. Today it was white in all directions, frozen and hard. I sat down upon the bench, taking just a moment to collect myself and process.
You're Cidney Kovorski.
The tiniest voice spoke to me as soon as I was seated. I jumped to my feet and spun around nervously, glancing left, then right, and finally, down. Down to the elfish, cat-like freckled face of the slight tan girl, dressed in all black. Something about the bleak darkness of her eyes, the soft permanence of her frown, the way she rubbed her hands together like she did not know what she was supposed to do with them, what she was supposed to do with anything, made me realize who it was. You are Ripley Hodge. Hodge's 15-year-old daughter scoffed but did not smile.
How'd you know?
How did you know who I was?
You're famous, I'm not famous.
I wish that I were not famous. I smiled softly. She did not respond in turn. Instead, she just gently, almost noiselessly paced around the bench and sat on it. She was such a slight, tiny little thing, so reserved I wondered to myself if I ever would have noticed her had she not spoken up. Ripley did not urge me to sit down, did not gesture to me that the seat was open. She did not even look at me, but somehow I knew she wanted me to sit with her. So I did.
Why aren't you inside?
Why are you not inside?
Do you always just answer questions with the same question?
I do not think it would be wise for me to attend this particular funeral given the circumstances, my involvement, or I suppose more appropriately, the lack thereof.
But you're here?
Indeed.
Why?
Honestly, Ripley, it is complicated. I felt as if I owed it to your father to meet him before he was buried, but I suppose I got cold feet when I arrived at the door.
My mom won't care.
She assured me in the least assuring tone.
My dad always liked you guys, actually, Ava, I mean, specifically you.
I am glad to hear that. I tried not to sound too content here at her father's funeral. That a 15-year-old child was comforting me over the passing of her dad and not the reverse said something of her maturity, or perhaps my own guilty conscience, or perhaps both.
He used to say you and Charlie Shade and Jackson Teak were the best weapons Beam has.
And this is accurate?
No, not like that.
This child denied me so bluntly.
Not because you're strong. People don't hate Beam, and they should. They should, but they don't. Because of you. People hated my dad because you made them love Beam. That's the weapon, the real one. You make Beam okay. Humanize it, which is weird, because you're like a monster and stuff.
My infamous broken laugh managed to draw out the faintest hint of a smirk from her, just one corner of her mouth so narrowly moved upward into her cheek. I imagined that much was a startling victory. Perhaps now you could tell me why you are out here as well.
Oh, I can't stand it in there.
She answered without pause, blowing into her hands, then pulling them into her sleeves.
All these stupid, ugly people who don't even know him telling my mom how it's gonna be okay, but it's not. And she knows it. My mom's gonna kill herself.
I was taken aback by the sudden proclamation. Are you certain?
Yep.
Ripley, how do you know that she—
I just do. She never stops crying and she bought a gun. She didn't think I saw, but I did.
You should tell someone.
No, and you can't either, alright?
She pointed at me sternly with a level of authority too old for her tiny body and her cute face.
If she does it, she does it. her decision.
I will tell no one, my friend. I assured her in spite of my better judgment. Your secret is mine.
Your dad died too, right?
She progressed the conversation from the suicide of her mother with such facile disinterest even I recognized it as strange. But I was no psychologist, and clearly this little girl just wanted someone to talk to. No, my father is unfortunately still alive, I replied before recognizing the callousness given the setting. Just like all things, it seemed not to affect her at all. She kept swinging her feet back and forth, blankly staring at her toes as she gripped the edge of the bench. I attempted to recover. But in most ways, he is effectively dead to me. The things he has done I can never forgive him for, and I refuse to speak to him ever again.
Did you love him?
I did once. Very much.
I loved my dad.
Let no one doubt that, Ripley.
Tell me more about your dad before you hated him.
It was perfect bliss, I suppose. I reminiscently gazed at my own swinging feet, significantly more substantial in size than hers. But only because I did not understand what was happening around me. The savagery, the ruthlessness, I had no context for it. To me, he was a lovely, sweet person, always. So eager to impart his lessons of the world, to groom me into a man. He was kind, gentle, thoughtful, caring.
No, not this, more specific.
She brusquely requested, scooting just slightly down the bench toward me. Very well. You wish to hear a story?
Yeah, exactly. Let's have a story.
I scratched my forehead as I filed through my mental cabinet of fond memories, trying to select one poignant enough to be entertaining, but innocuous enough not to stir up anything deeper in her or me. Most stories about my father were charged with some negative emotion. My father was a man who appreciated music, I began, having selected a borderline appropriate tale. So when I was 4, my father set out to teach me to play piano. I was very young, very stubborn, very lazy, and had a horrendous temper. So whenever I made the slightest mistake, I would slam my fist through the piano in frustration, shatter it to pieces. I did it 4 times, 4 pianos, and he would scold me, express his disappointment, send me to my room, fatherly things. And it is funny looking back, it never occurred to me in all my time living with him that I was orders of magnitude stronger than he was. I never had the thought to raise my fist to him. How could I? He was everything to me. But in any case, I believe it was the 5th piano that came in one day, and he called me to his room to play it. I was upset, unwilling, considering just destroying it on sight, but when I got to him, he picked up his guitar, and he played me a song, just a little quick nothing of a song that struck me with awe in a flash. I could not look away. I could not help but admire him, soak up every note, every movement of his fingers and strum of the strings. It was pure magic. And when he was finished, my father looked at me and said, "This piece is a duet, Sid. You could join me, if you would like." After that, we only played together. And I never did destroy another piano. By the time I finished, I had almost forgotten about the sad little girl sitting next to me in the snow. She had a way of disappearing, a way of fading out when she did not want to interfere that was almost enchanting. Truthfully, I was rather enchanted by her anyway.
Your dad called you Sid?
Always.
He used to call me Rip. My dad, I mean, not yours.
I knew what you meant. She stopped kicking her feet, took a deep breath, made eye contact with me for the first time. Her eyes were pink and puffy, but no tears fell from them. Perhaps she had exhausted those already.
He was my hero. I think he was the only person I knew that actually liked me.
Oh, Ripley. Surely your mom.
My mom doesn't. It's not her fault. I'm just odd, I guess. She doesn't get it, and I don't have any friends, not anymore. I don't even have a hero now. Just me.
Friend, hero, I could have offered myself to be either of those things, but in my short time getting to know Ripley Hodge, I had already determined how poorly she would respond to such a cheery, idealistic suggestion, genuine as it may have been. Flat rejection seemed to be her standard, and insinuating that I could replace her dad so quickly after his passing was equal parts crass and stupid. I thought something else, something less expected and more distracting, would be of greater benefit for her to hear. I have another story. Would you like to hear it?
Is it about your dad?
It is about my family. She tipped her head down and up so slightly it took an additional second or two for me to decipher it as a nod. I cleared my throat and began. There is a man at Beam, Murphy. Technically, he is my boss, head of the Equalizers.
I know of him.
Well, one day, last summer, for some reason I did not ever hear completely, Murphy decided he wanted to have a beach barbecue. Just for us at Beam. This was a problematic proposition given the fact that we can rarely leave the building without being swarmed by fans and cameras, and more specifically, a beach would present all sorts of additional problems. Charlie Shade in a swimsuit, well, it would certainly draw a crowd.
Jackson Teague in a swimsuit would probably draw a crowd too.
She sheepishly blushed. It was the closest she had gotten to being a stereotypical teen girl since I started this conversation, so I assumed I was on the right track with this distraction. Anyway, it took months to organize. To secure the privacy we required, we wound up going to a private island in the Atlantic. Jackson flew us out there, the select few invited, except Charlie. She grouped, she never flew, but I digress. The barbecue, for me it was torturous. You see, beaches were a relatively foreign concept before then, and I underestimated the sheer volume of sand involved. Sand between my toes, inside of my shorts, in my eyes. Horrible. And beyond that, it was scorching, relentless sun the entire time, and I could not even take to the water to cool off. Swimming is not my strongest suit. I had elected to force myself through it. I would not allow myself to ruin this party Murphy had worked so hard to throw together. I told no one how utterly uncomfortable I was, how hellish I found our location. I kept it all private to keep them happy, but somehow, some way, they noticed anyway. Perhaps I am not the actor I think that I am. Perhaps my torment was so intense and deep I could not successfully mask it, try as I might.
It's the beach, dude.
She sort of snorted. Maybe it was a laugh. You know what made the day a fond memory, Ripley? A man I had only known for a year, Jackson Teague, made a consistent effort to clear the sand from me every several minutes. He and Charlie Shade, another person I had only recently befriended, taught me how to play volleyball, and when I ruptured 3 balls in 30 minutes of play, they laughed every time, found a new one. When Charlie realized there was no food at the barbecue that my particular palate would tolerate, she grouped back to Beam HQ and brought me a bag of chicken nuggets, and they listened to my stories, and they told me their own, and Murphy made me laugh so hard my stomach began to ache. I enjoyed myself, spending time with them. Regardless of the sand and the sun, I allowed the good things to overtake the bad, and before I knew it, they did. I just found my way.
I'm not on a beach.
She resoundingly discarded my analogy. I know. And I am not suggesting it is so simple as that, but when my father killed my sister and abandoned me, when I lost my hero, I did not know what would come next. Quite frankly, I did not care. I thought my life was over, that the world was empty. I, just like you, had no friends. Just me. But something happened that I did not anticipate. It filled back up, Ripley. I did not mean it to. I did not even want it to, but people, wonderful people, just found me. Brothers, a sister, a family. And there was nothing anyone could have said to convince me at my lowest that it would get better, so I know you would not believe me if I were to say it to you, but I will at least give you the comfort of knowing that it did get better for me. So perhaps you have a chance. I would wager a fairly good one. After all, look at me, I am terrifying. If I can find a new way, surely you will pull through. Ripley seemed unmoved by all of it. There was nothing more I could offer her, and I got the very real sense she wished to be alone. In spite of this, she sniffed, mashed her palms across her mouth gruffly.
Thank you, Sid, for talking to me and doing it like... I don't know, never mind.
Go ahead, say it.
It's just been a solid 4 days of everyone treating me like a total child, and yeah, even if I am one, you talk to me like I'm an adult anyway. I appreciate it.
My friend Murphy always says the world is still grossly ill-adjusted to the changes the anomalies brought about. Children have to grow up faster to survive these days, especially children like you. It is tragic, but I can empathize. I understand what it is like to be young and feel alone. I slipped a business card out of my pocket, the ones we reserved for extreme emergencies with numbers directly linking to our earpieces, and set it down on the bench between us. If you ever wish to talk to someone.
I probably won't call you.
She dismissively blinked. Hopefully, you will not need to. But if you do, for whatever purpose, I will answer. With that, I left, feeling somehow that I had fulfilled my duty to Hodge in this morsel of consolation I offered to his daughter. And here I sat 3 years later. Ripley Hodge never did call me, but I always told myself that just meant things were fine. I checked in on her from a distance, whenever and however I could. I knew her mom was still alive. She was still in school. Perhaps she had friends, perhaps even a new hero. Maybe she had divorced herself from Beam and anomalies and all of the mess completely. A normal, simple, wonderful life for a cute, sad, invisible little girl. I like to think she found a way just as I had. But she probably died with everyone else in the capital. 1 in 1 billion. Yet Howard Prophet survived. Nothing demonstrated Queztopo's cruelty quite as perfectly as that twisted sense of justice.
Feels like forever since I was last up here.
Charlie said after gradually grouping beside me, leaning over the ledge on the rooftop of HQ. I smiled. I knew she had only regrouped slowly because I was so easy to startle, and also because she typically made me smile. Not me. I was here slightly over a week ago.
Oh, Jackson was sleepwalking? Or I guess, sleep flying?
He told you about that. Charlie just smirked and shrugged. I had a thought, you know, I said, spinning around so my back was to the ledge and sinking down to sit on the floor. She mimicked me, resting her head on my shoulder. During that viciously short haven we were granted between you coming back and Queztopo being triggered, I had a thought that it would be nice for once knowing things about Jackson that you did not. I thought it might be fun to dangle these secrets over your head for a while, taunt you with them. Strange the spiteful things that make you happy prior to real adversity.
Honestly, how long would your little in-jokes have lasted before you guys just spilled them all to me?
Weeks, maybe days. I do not think I would have been able to help myself.
Hey, Cid.
She said, picking something off the top of her boot and flicking it away.
Speaking of things we never got a chance to get leveled before the wall started crumbling, I don't think I ever adequately expressed to you how bad I missed you.
Ha ha ha. I wrapped my arm around her shoulder and kissed her atop the head. I know how much you missed me.
Yeah?
I missed you the same.
Doubt it.
I was concerned our sentimentality would increase from there, forcing her into breaking the promise she made a few days ago not to cry. I did not want to be the influence that pushed her over that particular ledge, but conveniently Murphy, who had called this rendezvous on the roof in the first place, saved me from it. He burst through the door, panting and gasping and clutching to the handle of it to regain his breath.
Christ almighty!
He wiped his forehead.
I hate stairs. Why can't the elevator go up to the roof anyway?
You mean, like, mechanically? The shaft doesn't go that high. You know how elevators work, right, Murph? You don't think you just step into a room and it magically teleports you to a higher floor, right?
Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm exhausted is all.
How many flights of stairs did you do exactly?
I mean, Okay, well, here's the thing. I rode the elevator from medical up to Nerdland, so I guess that means... what's that, like 2?
Oh, Murphy.
She shook her head in disappointment.
Hey, give me a break, asshole. I'm 73, and I've been out of action a few months now. That fitness goes quick at my age.
How's Prophet? I asked in an attempt to quell his distress before it gave him a heart attack. You were visiting him in medical, yes?
He's fine.
Murphy rustled his mustache, then hiked up his pants.
Doped up like a college freshman backpacking in Amsterdam, but still raring to go. Can't keep him in bed, as a matter of fact. When I came in the room, he was making a break. I had to talk him back down.
Surprising.
Charlie bit her thumb.
I thought a boo-boo this big would floor him for a while.
Who, Howie? Nah, I knew this would happen. A lot on the line for him with this mess, and he ain't like Cranston, who takes a little bloodbath that was his own damn fault and checks himself into psych, babbling like a loon. You forget Prophet's been around for a while. He's seen his fair share of injuries to himself and others, and a whole lot of gory bullshit on top of that. Losing an arm's nothing. It's hard to shock him. He's got some kind of grit.
He does have that, I admitted.
What are we up here for anyway, Murph?
Charlie asked, pushing herself up onto the ledge and folding her legs.
What do you want to talk about?
Murphy ran his index finger through his mustache 5 or 6 times, furrowing his brow and sighing before he dropped his hands to his hips and spoke.
All right, well, here's the thing. I wanted to talk to you guys somewhere private, somewhere where Rector and Sparks and Mathis and the rest of them won't interrupt us.
Why? Are they pissed? Is there some indication of pushback from them over how we're handling all this?
No, nothing like that. It's kind of the opposite, actually. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. See, that day when we took the vote, they're committed to this now as staunchly as you two are, only for horribly stupid reasons. Lane's too stubborn to change your mind. Cal's too careless. Madman is... well, mad, and don't get me wrong, for even a minute, I love the 3 of them to pieces, like my own kids. But to rely on their judgment is, they're broken people, guys. That's what made them so suitable for the job in the first place. That's what made them stick all these years. That brokenness is what let them make the hard calls when going got tough. But see, it's never gotten this tough before. They don't know what to do because instinct and history tells them to start their hair on fire and spiral into oblivion if it's a romantic enough cause. They're broken.
I'm broken too, Murph. And so is Sid.
But you're not, Charlie. Not really. Not like them. That's why all this time, Howie had to come up with something else to keep you on the line. Something more powerful than obstinance or apathy or insanity. Family. He made you care about each other too much to quit. That was your weakness, but it saved you from being broken, and now it's your strength. I'm asking you to use it, to be whole enough to look past your family. It's not ingrained in you, not like it is in them.
It is absolutely ingrained in me.
Charlie.
Murphy, cut the bullshit. We know what this is about, so say what you want to say so I can tell you to shove it up your ass and we can move on.
Fine. You know if this were anyone but Jackson, you'd have him to pieces already.
No. If it were Cidney, I would be doing the exact same thing.
Charlie.
He practically scolded her for insisting on semantics during such a talk.
I think we need to discuss the possibility that we lose this round. Or that we win and we can't keep him pinned. We tried, right? Most people wouldn't have even tried, but we gave it a few days just letting them go, and... A billion people, Shade, a billion. That's... I think we need to start considering Plan B.
There is no Plan B.
We ought to make one then.
Plan B is die.
Stop. Stop being so dramatic. Withdraw yourself from...
We're done.
Charlie hopped down from the ledge, turned away from him bluntly, but did not group away.
Christ, Murphy, of all of them, I never thought you out of all of them would be the one to...
She could not finish. Murphy ignored her either way.
Cidney?
He apparently thought me a more receptive audience. I am sorry, Murph, sincerely I am, but there was a day 2 years ago when Prophet managed to put himself between me and Jackson and Charlie. Only momentarily did it work, only for a brief instant did my devotion waver, but it felt so patently wrong. I vowed immediately after that I would not let it happen again. I apologize once more, but Charlie is right. Plan B is die.
Well, that sounds a little brash, doesn't it? Maybe we should kill Cidney too, just in case.
You know what? Go fuck yourself, Charlie.
Say whatever you want.
She turned around, folding her arms.
Get it all out. Go on. This conversation's over anyway.
Murphy slammed his fist into the metal air duct beside him, and I leapt out of my boots. Charlie did not flinch.
God damn it, you little brat! How fucking dare you talk to me like that? I nursed that boy back to existence after you left him. I held him shivering on my lap, and I held him as tight as I could because I was scared if I let him go for an instant, he'd die again. He'd kill himself again. I cried myself to sleep at night thinking about the hell he was living in, clawing and scratching like a wild animal with every ounce of power I had to save him from it. You think you're more entitled to your grief over this? Above everyone else? Above Cidney and me after all we went through trying to save his life the last time? Then fuck off! And furthermore, grow up! I love him just as much as you do. It tears me up just as much as it tears you up.
I want you to listen to something, Murph.
Why the hell should I? You haven't listened to a word I said. You're so angry. You're so sarcastic and pig-headed and selfish. You can't even realize that.
Murphy.
Her eyes said more than her words could have. And though Murphy gaped like a fish for another second, the look shut him up. She pulled her earpiece out of her ear, clutched it tightly, then flicked it into speaker mode.
Please listen, okay? You need to hear this to get it. It's from last year. My birthday.
Charlie! Yeah, it's me. It's JT. This was a much better idea in my head. But then I'm also kind of
And she played from her earpiece a voicemail. It was Jackson, very obviously drunk, which inspired some curious lingering remnant of fury in me from yesteryear, back when the biggest issue was his alcoholism. He muttered on through some emotional declarations how badly he missed her, how he could not go on, how lost he felt his broken promises. I recalled that Charlie's previous birthday was before any of us knew of his spiral, before any of us managed to pry his dirty secret out of him, that he was suicidal and wasted, that he was in pain. He never expressed it to any of us so directly until months after he left that voicemail for Charlie. A voicemail I am certain he assumed she never heard, but nonetheless, the idea that he was more comfortable seeking support from her ghost than from me stung so profoundly I was ashamed.
I'm so sorry, Charlie. I know I promised you that the last time you died, the time before this one, I promised I'd be right behind you. I promised you couldn't go anywhere, that I wouldn't follow, but I guess I don't get to, I miss you so much.
Throughout the duration, she stared at Murphy, icy blue eyes wide, locked with his. Murphy was crying by the end of it. Just at the sound of his voice, the memory of his person, a rather constant flow running over either cheek, but Charlie held firm on her declaration that she would not allow herself to do the same. She looked about as beaten and destroyed as a person could look, but her eyes, her gorgeous eyes, stayed dry. When we reached the end of the voicemail, it sucked the breath out of me cold.
Charlie. I'm so fucking pissed at you for this. And I know that's crazy. I know it's backwards, but whatever. I'm so angry that you would do this to me. I can't believe that you would.
A lengthy pause. She squeezed her eyes shut for the end.
You left me behind, Charlie. And I can't even be mad at you for doing it. I just cannot believe you actually did.
She did not open her eyes but mouthed the rest. Like she had heard it so many times it was burned into her memory forever.
Happy birthday, love. I never stop thinking about you, and I'll see you in my dreams.
Her earpiece beeped as the message ended, and she wrapped her fingers around it, gradually lifting her eyelids.
It wasn't actually a very happy birthday at all. Not after I heard all of that.
Charlie, honey, I didn't... He was drunk. He didn't mean it.
I know, Murphy, but I can't do it again. You gotta get why I can't do it again. I can't leave him behind. Not after I already did once. It's not that I'm more entitled to my grief. It's not that I think my love for him trumps yours, so your opinion doesn't matter. It's almost the reverse. You saved him. When I abandoned him, I left him, Murphy.
You didn't have a choice. Howie...
No, see, that's just it. Howie gave me a choice. Give him up or end the world, and how the fuck did I choose to give him up? I've already been down that road. I've seen what it's like. I'm not choosing that again. Not this time. I'm incapable. I can't take it. I'm too afraid. I'm too weak. Too whatever. You can pick any reason and it probably applies. So even if it means the world ends, I just can't give him up. Not after I just got him back. Okay?
Okay. Okay, Charlie. I'm on board.
Murphy, if you think it's the wrong thing...
I do. I definitely do. But even so, I'll shut up and do it for you, honey. I'll go along with it, all right? I'm your guy. Right behind you, to the bitter end. We save him or we die trying. Plan B is die. There ain't nothing to discuss. I'm sorry I tried to suggest otherwise.
Please don't apologize. It's not your fault.
Right. If it's anyone's fault, it's Prophet's.
Nah. I'm over that line of thinking. If it's anyone's fault, it's mine.
Thank you for listening to the Beam Chronicles, a fiction podcast written and produced by me, MJ Dooney. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter because I want you to. 5 stars on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts is all I want for Christmas. Email me, beamchronicles@gmail.com, and I'll send you a picture of my cat. And I have a Buy Me a Coffee, which is buymeacoffee.com/beamcroniv. Or click support the show in the episode description. This one's a little late. I hope you can forgive me. It's a busy time of year for everyone, for sure. I gave all my classes a test this week, so that's 180 papers to grade, plus holiday stuff, wrapping gifts, making plans to see people. I'm a busy guy. I'm sure you get it. I'm sure you're busy too. In fact, I'm warning everyone up front, the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty packed. If I get one more episode out before 2026, I'm going to count that as a victory. All music and sound effects are sourced from the Epidemic Sound Library. Special thanks to Janet Shasha for creating the cover art for the show. Find her on Instagram @ChiliBeanArt, and thanks again for listening.